Hi everyone, welcome back. Today I'm going to show you one of my favorite ways to shorten a pair of pants and get a really clean, professional looking hem. The technique itself is very simple, but there are a few small details that make a huge difference in the final result. Once you know these little tricks, your hems will look so much better, so let's get started. For this pair of pants, I need to shorten the length by 9 centimeters. First, I measure 9 centimeters up from the original hem and mark my new hemline. Then I measure another 4 centimeters below that. That's going to be my hem allowance. Now, I can draw my cutting line. I'm using a washable fabric marker for all of my markings. The ink disappears completely with steam from the iron, so I don't have to worry about any marks showing later. Before I cut anything, I always pin both pant legs together. This keeps the fabric from shifting while I cut and makes sure both legs end up exactly the same length. Now, everything is lined up perfectly, and I'm ready to trim away the excess fabric. Next, I transfer the hemline to the second pant leg. Then I turn the pants over and repeat exactly the same process on the other side. This way, both pant legs match perfectly. Before moving on, I like to reinforce the side seams. Once the fabric has been trimmed, the seams can start to open up. So I sew a short back stitch, about 1 centimeter from the raw edge. Just a few stitches forward, and then back again. That simple step keeps the seam nice and secure. Now it's time to finish the raw edge. If you don't have a serger, you can use a zigzag stitch instead. But today, I'll be using my serger. I finish the raw edge all the way around the pant leg. That simple step keeps the seam nice and secure. When I reach the end of the seam, I don't leave a long thread tail, and I don't tie a knot. Instead, I trim the threads close to the stitching. Then I gently pull one thread from the serger chain and tighten it just a little. This locks the stitches in place, so they won't come undone later. After serging, I always press the stitched edge with steam. This helps relax the stitches and keeps the fabric from puckering. It only takes a few seconds, but it makes a noticeable difference. Now, I turn the pants inside out. It's much easier to work on the hem this way. I fold the fabric along the marked hemline and press it carefully with the iron. The marker lines disappear completely, leaving a perfectly clean fold. Next, I'll use some fusible web tape. This is a double-sided fusible adhesive that's commonly used in sewing. The tape I'm using today is 2 centimeters wide. That's a little wider than I need, so I'll simply cut it in half lengthwise. Now I have 2 strips, each 1 centimeter wide. I place the fusible web along the edge of the pant leg, on the wrong side of the fabric. I really like using the paper-backed version. It stays exactly where I want it, while I'm pressing with the iron. Once it's attached, I simply peel away the paper backing. Now, only the adhesive layer remains on the fabric. I fold the hem one more time and press it firmly into place. At this point, the hem already feels nice and secure. And for many sewing projects, this would be the final step. At this point, the hem is already bonded in place. And honestly, many people would stop here. But after a few washes, fusible web can sometimes start to loosen. If that happens, you'll need to press the hem again, or even replace part of the adhesive tape. I like to take one extra step. It only takes a few more minutes, but it makes the hem much stronger and much more durable. Now, I'll secure the hem by hand. I'm using a fine needle and a single strand of thread. As I sew, I pick up only 1 or 2 threads from the outer fabric. That's the secret to keeping the stitches completely invisible from the right side. Be careful not to catch too much fabric. If you do, the stitches will show on the outside. Taking just 1 or 2 threads makes all the difference. There's one more important tip. Don't pull the thread too tightly. Leave it just slightly loose. That allows the fabric to move naturally without puckering the hem. Hand stitching does take a little more time, but I think it's absolutely worth it. The finish looks cleaner, lasts much longer, and gives the pants a much more professional look. And that's it. Take a look at the finished hem. It looks clean on the inside and completely invisible from the outside. The hem is securely finished, holds its shape beautifully, and will stay looking great even after many washes. I hope you found this tutorial helpful. If you enjoyed it, please give this video a thumbs up. I'd also love to know, how do you usually hem your pants? Let me know in the comments below. And if you'd like to see more easy sewing tips, professional finishing techniques, and simple projects you can make at home, don't forget to subscribe. Thanks so much for watching. And I'll see you in the next video.